Hi there. I am so grateful that you are here. I absolutely love sharing the blessing of this business and how it has impacted my life over the past couple of years. I want to share with you just a little bit about my journey, how I came to actually be an online fitness coach, and take you kind of from the beginning to where I am now. Oh my gosh, where to even begin? I was always an active kid. I was a competitive dancer for 10 years, traveled across the country. And so I was always active. Went to college, worked out with my roommates. We had a gym right in our backyard. That was just something that we did. We partied, but we always went to the gym first. So being active has always been a part of my life. But, I graduated from college, I moved home, I was living with my grandparents, and I don't know about you all, but my grandma has the best snacks ever. Cookies, the chips, things I never buy at my house. Because, if they're here, I eat them. But at grandma's house, I was bartending second shift, trying to figure out what I wanted to be with do with my life, and I popped on 25 pounds pretty quickly. So at that time, Atkins was coming out, and so a friend was like, hey, let's do Atkins together. And I had, stellar results. Dropped like 25 pounds pretty fast, actually. And then I started getting horrible headaches. I could hardly get out of bed. I was sick all the time, and your body's not really supposed to live without healthy carbs, and so I had to go off of it. And instead of weaning myself off, because there was no one there to tell me how to get off of this diet, I just ballooned back. I not only gained back the 25 pounds that I lost, I gained an additional 25 pounds. So obviously I was self-defeated. And fast forward a few years later, I'm living in my own house. My grandpa had passed away from stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and I went into a deep depression. And I laid on my couch for about 13 months. And one day it was like he tapped me on the shoulder and said, Lindy Ann, get up. This is not the life that I had envisioned for you. And that day I went out to my garage and grabbed an old stationary bike that was in my grandparents' basement, and probably made in 1970. And I started riding that thing. I would bring it in my living room. I would ride my bike, and I would attempt to do this workout called Turbo Jam. I don't know if you're familiar with Chalene Johnson, but she's one of our Beachbody trainers. And I had bought her 6 or 8 set DVD off of an infomercial in like 2005. And I, at this point, had gained 100 pounds, and I felt so defeated every time I tried to even complete a warm-up. I quit and I started, and I quit and I started. And I just could never really find that thing that helped me get true results. I was sad, I was depressed. So after many fad diets, cabbage soup, fat fighting pills, wraps, all of these things that you can imagine, spending thousands of dollars on equipment I never used. I have an ab rocket that's still in the top shelf of my garage, just sitting there collecting dust and spider webs. So all of those things that I thought were going to give me instant success, but I wasn't committed. I didn't have anyone to keep me accountable, and I just didn't do the things. And I had done gym memberships, I did spin class and weight training, and I love to spin, but I did that forever and I never lost an ounce. I was working it from home at the time that I started doing classes at the gym. It was like 4 nights a week. And then I went back into an office, and so I couldn't leave my dogs for 4 nights a week. After being gone 12 hours, I had about a 35-minute commute. And so I needed something that I could do at home. And a friend of mine came over one day. She was an ER nurse at the time, and she's like, one of the girls that I work with showed me this online platform, and it has all of these workouts. And what do you know? There was Chalene Johnson from the Turbo Jam program that I had done. So we did a couple PiYo workouts. We ended up doing Chalene Extreme. We did the entire 90 days. It was absolutely incredible. I felt like king of the world, but I didn't know there was a nutrition plan, so I never followed the nutrition plan. So I lost a ton of inches, but I never actually lost any weight. And so the girl who was my coach at the time said, hey, you know, you're posting on social media, you're doing all of the things, but you're not making any money, and you totally should be, so you should be a fitness coach. Well, at this time I weighed almost 190 pounds. I'm thinking, who in the HE double hockey sticks is gonna wanna work out with me? Nobody. I wouldn't want me to be somebody's fitness coach. Like, I live on Busch Light and tater tots. This is not something that I can do. But you know what? I prayed about it. I had, you know, been going back to church. I was really trying to be prayerful in the decisions I was making. And I feel like God really directed me to this opportunity. And so one day I messaged her and I'm like, okay. And I jumped in and I went all in. I did all of the things. I did all of the trainings. My coach at the time was into pageants, and so I didn't get a lot of personal touch from her. So I just became resourceful and went in and found all of the information that I possibly could to grow my business. And it was great. And I knew instantly that this was what I wanted to do full time, but I didn't really know how to get there. I was working in corporate America. I was a marketing director for a construction corporation. I was making super great money. I had paid off all of my debt. Beachbody money on top of that was just a bonus. I chucked away like $5,000 into savings, and I was living high on the hog. And then one day I started posting on social media about how I wanted to be a full-time coach. And not long after that, I got laid off, which I've found recently that maybe that was part of the reason, but I know that it was a blessing from God, because 3 weeks after I got laid off, my 18-year-old brother was shot. He was caught in a domestic dispute between his parents and ended up with a hole in his femur when he was supposed to leave that following fall for college on a baseball scholarship. And I hadn't had a relationship with my dad most of my life, but we hadn't spoken 8 years because of his alcohol and drug addiction. And so I love my brother, prayed for my brother every day because I knew the hell he was living in with two alcoholic parents, but we just didn't really have that close of a relationship. But I flew down to Florida, which is where they live, 5 days after he got shot, and being laid off and having Beachbody as an income was such a blessing to me, because I was able to fly back and forth from Florida most of 2018 to be there with my little brother. And I have continued to grow my business since then. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not where I wanna be in my business. Last October, I started hemorrhaging and had to go to the emergency room, and I have been not a well person since then. I was diagnosed with endometriosis and fibroid tumors, and I'm on a shot that has put me into menopause for 6 months. And so I'm dealing with a lot of health issues. And so there are times where in the middle of the afternoon, I have to just go to bed and sleep for hours. And so I haven't been able to focus on my business the past few months like I've wanted to. But the past few weeks, I've really been being prayerful and journaling and doing all of the things that I know that God is leading me to do. And I really am excited now because I'm feeling a little bit back to my old self, and I am ready to grow my team. And we're just a small team right now, and I love that. I love the small feel of it, but I have big goals and big dreams for my team. These programs have changed my life. I've lost 88 pounds. I've been a coach a little over 2 years. I've completed, I think, with the programs I'm doing now, I'm on my 4th round, so probably 16 or 17 programs that I've actually gone through the entire thing and completed. And so I bleed Beachbody Blue. This company is about helping people live happier and more fulfilled lives. And I'm gonna share with you in the next video what we actually do as coaches. But I'm looking for people who are ready to hustle. I'm looking for people who are ready to live life on their terms. You can work this as a side hustle, you can work this as a part-time gig, or you can be a full-time coach like me. But either way, I want ladies who are ready to hustle, who are ready to sweat and sacrifice nights out or sleep sometimes when we want to hit a goal. I want people who are ready and willing to do whatever it takes to help people get fit, lose weight. There are so many women out there who struggle with anxiety, depression, who don't love themselves because they don't have the right mindset, because it's just this constant battle of, picking ourselves apart. And it's hard, and I struggle with these things too. But this business, this challenge group that I run online, my Fit Camp, these women and my team and the ladies that I've met through this amazing, incredible community have literally saved my life in the past 15 months since, being laid off and my brother getting shot and everything that's happened with me physically. It's just been such a complete and total blessing in my life, and I cannot imagine where I would be without this business. And I have a dream of being an elite team in 2019. So I am looking for people who are hustlers and who are go-getters and who work hard already and want to continue that, but working hard to live life on your terms. You can build $1 million business through this company and through this platform if you work hard and if you hustle. And those are the ladies that I'm looking for. So I'm really excited to share with you in the next video what exactly we do as coaches. And so I will just see you there. Be sure to tune in. Take care and God bless.